welcome to a new live episode of Flesh Wound Farce. What?
We're live,
pal. It's
pal.
a new live episode. Yeah, no, this is a new live episode of Flesh Wound Farce.
Your mic is breaking up.
Is it? Is that why you're laughing?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're live, pal.
It wasn't breaking up before, but you're telling me it's breaking up now?
It's good now.
Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, you just witnessed a visit from our paranormal digital ghost friend. We have to figure out a name for this guy, but apparently this person likes to interfere with my microphone on the live show or anytime when I'm hosting trivia, as it's happened before. Back to what I was saying before, this is a new live episode of Flesh Wound Farce, where we review and discuss your and our favorite comedy films. This is the world's first and only combination trivia host and professional wrestling announcer of Chilean descent that currently resides in Southern California, Ozzy V. And with me, as always, on this program, first in the Northern California Bay Area, world's famous juggler, Greg Larson. How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good. My team won with a backup quarterback. Well, a backup quarterback. So life's good. How is the genetic asshole doing?
Oh, the genetic a-hole is doing fantastic, and I'll get that shortly. I don't want to ignore the final person that you hear. Flesh Room producer Todd, how you doing? In the dark, chilling? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, some might not be aware, some might be aware that Greg and I had a little wager that we placed on a few months ago, and Greg knows me so well that he can just say anything having to do with the Raiders, and he knows that I don't need to like have a one-up on him, right? But it's just like a pride thing that he just like knows how to get under my skin. And we made a wager that if the 49ers defeat the Raiders when they play in week 17, we have to watch and review The Lost Skeleton of Cadaver 2, which if I have to watch that movie, I'm building my own rage room. Now, I didn't even know what I wanted Greg to do. I just accepted the bet because it was just like, oh, if I can just put this away for good, whatever. And here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. If the Raiders defeat the 49ers, Greg Larson has to concede that Die Hard is one of the top 3 greatest Christmas movies of all time. And it's not just for the show. Like this is his life now. Like he's a Die Hard Christmas movie guy. End of story. And, you know, Greg just mentioned my team won with a backup quarterback. Yeah, that's good. However, I'm not saying that the Raiders are going to win. Just saying that the chances are just a little bit, you know, at the end of the day, if the Raiders were going to beat the 49ers, it would make more sense if they beat the 49ers with a backup quarterback than with just the backup quarterback. So
I'm glad that that's like where you're thinking I have a chance is when you're
listen, it's a bet whether something is going to happen. And the chances have completely like they've changed quite a bit. So it's exciting to get to that point. Now, we are here for a reason in this live episode is that this week we are reviewing and what? What's with the hello? I'm getting on it. I'm sorry. Well, yeah. Did I skip you? I said Flesh Room producer Todd. No, I said Flesh Room producer Todd. Yes, I did. I said you were in the dark.
In the dark. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry, I was in the dark. I didn't hear. But you know what? You brought up Die Hard earlier.
I didn't hear.
You brought up Die Hard earlier. I got to tell you, this weekend I saw a movie. It was like Die Hard. It was like Home Alone.
A movie,
but it was Christmassy. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. Go see Violent Night.
I will say Violent Night was fantastic. However, we are not going to be discussing and reviewing Violent Night tonight.
We will
Maybe another night. However, tonight we are reviewing and discussing the comedy Ernest Saves Christmas, as voted on by the Patreon fans. And if you're not a Patreon fan, you could join for only $1 a month and be able to vote on next month's review for comedy that we will have available. But this film, Ernest Saves Christmas, released on November 11th, 1988, rated PG with a runtime of 95 minutes. Todd, do you have a trailer available?
We do.
Let's roll it.
In the past, there have been many traditional ways to celebrate Christmas. With songs, with gifts, with family and friends. There's a new way.
Ho, 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 Bert.
With Ernest. Ernest P. Worrell. world.
Is Ozzy laughing?
He's back.
Know what I mean?
It's a crazy thing, isn't it?
Look at those beady, twinkling eyes.
Back to save Christmas. Back to save bait.
That's life for you, isn't she a doll?
Ernest P. Worrell
Mr. Funtime.
in the mission they said couldn't be done.
On Comet, on Cupid, on Donder.
In the movie they said shouldn't be done.
Sophie, Scruffy, Blister.
You guys say you have a problem with reindeer?
Trim the tree, light the candles, deck the halls, and hit the deck. 'Cause Ernest P. Worrell's coming to town. And he's coming
With colorful colors and festively wrapped packages. Air brakes.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go.
So that was the trailer for Ernest Saves Christmas. Story by Ed Turner, screen by B. Klein and Ed Turner, starring Jim Varney, Douglas Seal, and Noëlle Parker. Now, yeah, Todd made the comment, is Ozzy laughing? I will. Yeah, I'll say that. Now, initial thoughts is I'd never seen this movie before. I always had seen Ernest in the commercials. I can't remember what for at this time, but it was the Havern commercials, right? And when
this is your first Ernest movie?
It was my first Ernest movie.
You know, from this reaction, I guess maybe you might get your wish, Greg. Maybe we will get the Ernest 2023.
I see the list of I see the list of all of them here. Now, so I'd just been familiar with the commercials. So when I had seen that there was an entire movie about it, I was very skeptical and not wanting to even venture into that. I will admit I'm a very stubborn individual, but I do also love stupidity. So I'm a stubborn individual that loves stupidity. And this is it's so stupid. It understands it's stupid. And because it understands it's stupid, it just pushes the envelope even further. But here's what I feel sets it apart is that the character himself of Ernest is genuine, kind of like what we were talking about Son-in-Law a couple weeks ago, how Pauly Shore, like, he's the only one that could pull off like that kind of character, but at the same time, he himself is genuine. And you kind of get that sense with him. So you kind of want to be along with this ride, but at the same time, it was a generic kind of Christmas story that was just melded in with this character. So it wasn't all him all the time.
Right.
So that way, when you saw him, it was like I won't say sparingly, but at the right moments. It was in doses instead of the entire time, which is what I thought was going to happen.
He's kind of the Jay and Silent Bob of a film, even though it's based on him.
You use him right. You use him sparingly.
Right.
Beetlejuice.
Jessica just chimed in. Ozzy, I'm just here to see your lush hair and you lose your shit.
I will have to apologize. Now I did have this tied up. Now
Jesus.
There it is.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
encourage
absolutely.
him.
No,
Don't
too
encourage
late.
him.
There it is. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna lose my shit today with this because it was so stupid. It knew it was stupid, and because it knew it was stupid, it went to stupid boundaries, and that's something I love. I mean, when I posted trivia before, I've called myself. Sometimes I've called the show the stunningly stupendous student of stupidity.
Ozzy is more fun during the holidays.
Fair point. I'm watching a ton of this Christmas stuff, and it's not like we're watching one of these at a time. We're watching a bunch of these Christmas movies at a time. Some might even shouldn't be called Christmas movies, but that's another discussion for another
Like
day.
Die Hard.
Right.
I swear, come week 17.
That's what
you want to
said.
see me lose my shit? Come back week 17. If the actually, you know what? Here's the thing. Even if the Raiders win week 17, I'll do the positive losing of the shit, which you might not understand. How does that work? Greg knows. He's seen it happen in this household when those once in a blue moon that the Raiders wins when they shouldn't have, like being on a 3-game win streak. What the hell is going on? See, I'm getting sidetracked. Todd, initial thoughts.
It's funny because this is like, I know Dan's pointed this out. This is like the Ernest movie, like the non-Ernest fans like. This one's like everyone seems to like who sees this one tends to like it more. I'm curious how you do on the others. And I'm kind of the same way. It took me a minute, like, to see it. Like, I thought the commercials were funny, but I don't think I saw any of the movies in theaters. I waited for home video on them, but I remember getting this one, and it's a good time, and it still is. It hits the Christmas spirit right, and yeah, it's a good time.
Greg, did I get any initial thoughts from you, or did we just
No, not yet. But with the Ernest films, it's been a long time. Like, to be honest, I've not watched them since I was a child. So getting to see this again was pretty fun. I also want to say, Todd, I appreciate that you said when we watch the other Ernest movies, because I think that should be a thing. There are 9 other Ernest films out there, and I think that we can make a year of Ernest and
let's just take things
well here.
Slowly.
We'll ease them in. Ozzy, I actually have another movie with Jim Varney where he's not playing the Ernest character, and it's in an ensemble.
Hillbillies?
No, oh god, I forgot about that. No, Fast Food. It's a late 80s film, not a sex comedy, just like a workplace comedy.
Okay, we'll discuss that.
That one's not one I'm forcing on you, but that one I think, yeah.
Okay, so I got your guys' initial thoughts on this, but I will say that you kind of had to have like it kind of sets this up very early. You just get a sense. I guess the credits do a good job setting it up where it's very clean, like squeaky clean, right? So this is something that you could easily watch with a 3 or 4-year-old, and they could be right on board with it the entire time.
Although I do want to say, with that, this is the first time again that I've seen this as an adult. Do you think the taxi cab number was, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but do you think that was an intentional moment, or do you think that was just a number?
I didn't even catch it.
He had 69 as the taxi cab number. And I'm just
obviously
saying.
I didn't catch it. Here I am saying it's squeaky clean. You can watch with a 5-year-old. Did you guys catch the 69?
Look, I see certain things, guys.
Way to catch a 69 in a Christmas movie, Greg.
Cheers.
That's what I'm here for.
Well, it's funny because I know someone brought it up at the beginning. I'm trying to pull the comment back up, but it's acting funny. Okay. Ben Grimm says he always had a crush on the girl in the movie. I wonder what she looks like now.
I thought the same thing.
And did you know her history? I feel like you have notes.
When I looked it up, there was one thing that sticks out. You look at the history, and there's one thing that sticks out is that she played Veronica in the TV version of Clerks.
Hey, there we go.
I just want to know if it was she had 37 boyfriends instead.
Oh Lord!
But I know that's another one. But Ben,
that was Noëlle Parker, by the way. And the last thing that she was in, according to her IMDb, was in 2018. We Only Know So Much, where she plays Claire. So,
and well, the part I was getting to, the one that I know they'll get, she plays Amy Fisher in one of the 3 Amy Fisher movies. And because when I was watching, I was like, I know her from something else. And yeah, Amy Fisher. Because Clerks never hit series.
Right. But I did come across the pilot.
Yes, I think we've talked about the pilot too.
We talked about the pilot. That's where I immediately, like, something looks familiar with her. And there you go, going down that rabbit hole. So going into the favorite moments, I kind of got lost in the stupidity. There was a lot of moments where I kind of laughed out loud, not where I really laughed heartily, except for one. Now, it was revealed in the commercial, so not really spoiling anything, but it's when you see the fire extinguisher, like when he uses it. That whole gag, the 2 warehouse individuals, the 2 individuals, but the warehouse duo, those 2 guys, and that was like a comedic relief within comedic relief, like.
You'd be happy to know that they return in other Ernest films. Yeah. They are
okay then.
Yeah,
because it was the deadpan face of using the fire, like that hit me pretty hard. And then of course him coming in with the Christmas tree and the point of view, him trying that whole which is basically from the commercial. I guess I'm not sure which came first, the commercial, the movie, the commercial. Todd, that sounds like, I imagine something you would know.
The commercial was first. No, I was just reading a question. Did we review Up in Smoke? Someone's asking on your thoughts, Brian.
Up
Trash.
in Smoke. I believe we
We did.
reviewed that in April of 2021.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every April we try to go through some stoner flicks, and I believe that was I think that was the second or third one we did in that month. So it is up there. You can check that out. And you could check that out with Party Supplies as well. Yeah, it's up to you.
So that's
Not
that's his,
necessary, but
that's his way of saying spoiler. He is a fan.
all right. So I said my favorite moment. Greg, how about yours?
So, like I said, this is the first time I've seen it as an adult. There's some jokes that I didn't get as a kid. One of the jokes I didn't understand was when he called the elves gherkins, and that gave me a great chuckle because it's the first time I realized the joke, being a small pickle, but and they're little people in green costumes. So it gave me a good laugh. And yeah, that just was fantastic. But all around, just all of his different characters have always brought me joy. So
He's kind of like a Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially you saw in the trailer with the air brakes, and he has that look on his face, like kind of seems like a Bugs thing some Bugs Bunny would say.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's funny. I have a few down, and when they get to Vern's house, I love the POV gimmick. And I love it in the movie also, not just other places. But when he unplugs the tree, that had me that had me going. And I did have one other thing down in the note, that when we were talking about Noëlle was born on Christmas, 71, which is why her name is Noëlle. It wasn't a Mick Foley thing. It was just putting Christmas.
I mean, I get that. No, the reason I say that is because it's one thing. So if somebody's born on a holiday, they have they can have the option to tie themselves to the holiday or try to separate themselves from the holiday. This one is predetermined to be tied to the holiday no matter what.
Hey, that could have helped her get the role.
I'm not, to each their own.
And I just want to say, for this coming out in 88, and this isn't a commentary on any sort of political anything, but the immigration coming in was pretty lax at that point in time.
Sure, why not? Holy Toledo! Whoa.
Yeah,
I got you there.
Pre 9/11 Ernest.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
Hit the air brakes.
Okay.
Is that one of the goes
ratings.
to? Was that the last one?
I'm gonna move on now to the ratings. This was trying to tell myself to stop because I won't need to get onto the ratings before I get sidetracked to something else. So when I said it was very clean, I did have fun with this. There were moments where I laughed, but it wasn't really one of these that had me going all the way through. I was intrigued by the story, but it wasn't chock full of laughs like a lot of other comedies. And like I said, it was clean for the most part, unless you're talking to Greg. But it's almost like if you're at a restaurant, you're not sure if they have dessert. You're like, yeah, I can get you a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Okay, but can you put hot fudge on it? No, we don't have that. You have any whipped cream?
Can I get a waffle?
No. Can I get a waffle? No, we just discontinued those. This is Denny's. Yeah, Denny's discontinued waffles. It's ridiculous. What are you doing?
Garbage.
Anyway, so it's basically like vanilla ice cream. It's still ice cream, but it's vanilla ice cream. So
speaking of which,
I was just going to say 3.5. Just getting into 3.5. That's all I was going to say.
Go for it. Go
3.5. 3.5. That's what I said. 3.5.
Same.
Okay.
Wow.
Greg?
Well, I'm gonna at
Did
least
you want
give it
to wait a second? Did you want to go speak into that? Because I had a whole elaborate explanation on my leading into my 3.5, or did you just
Do you
want?
just want to talk about vanilla ice cream? I mean, anything.
No, I was gonna make a John Cena joke.
What, because of Ernest or Vanilla Ice?
Well,
Because he just said Vanilla Ice.
No, Vanilla Ice triggered John Cena, which then
there
came
you
into the
go.
Ernest because everyone, they're starting.
Ernest has more hair than John Cena at this point in his life.
Yeah, it gets longer, but in the hat you wouldn't be able to tell.
Fair. Greg?
Yeah, so this, I think, because it just brings me to a good time. It's the member berries of everything, as well as it's just fun. It's not, like you said, it's not bad. It's not amazing, but I definitely still enjoy these films. Had a few great chuckles, as well as just it's a feel good movie. So I'm gonna go with a 4. Not far off from what you guys said, but I have to give it the credit it deserves of just being, a good, fun Christmas movie.
Oh, wait until next month. Oh, for the love of God.
Well-
They just win by 1 point. Oh, man.
Which is the most the Raiders typically can ever win by, is by around 1 point.
Hey, they won by
You know.
7 points. All right? 7 yesterday. And the only reason I'm being away from my microphone right now is because my voice is so loud right now. Do you want to see me lose my shit in a
your
positive
voice
way?
being loud?
No. You want to
That
see me
never
lose my shit in a
happens.
positive way? The Raiders beating the Chargers by 7. That makes me lose my shit in a positive way. Why are you trying to get me sidetracked? So,
The
Dan's
Raiders
asking why
losing
they.
is just easy. It's always there. It's always easy to go to.
Dan
why
wants to know.
you know what? Why drop waffles, as asked by Daniel Shine? I want to know the same thing. If anybody works at Denny's and could tell us why in the hell they stopped having waffles,
9:22. Write that down, Greg. It's the time. 12:05:22. The time Ozzy and Dan agreed on something.
Oh man, it's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah, no, and speaking of Christmas miracles, you know what I want for Christmas is I want like,
The Raiders to have a winning record.
okay, you know what? I'm trying to like set some up for something like, well, yeah, I'd want that. I want world hunger to end. Of course I want that. I want world peace. Yes, of course I want the Raiders to have a winning record. But also what I want is for the old-fashioned waffle to be extinct. These little squares in these waffles, what is that? It's a joke. I want it out of the menus, and then after we're done with that, I'm coming after the pancakes. Get the pancakes out. Waffles and
why you
yes,
have- no,
pancakes
no,
are a
you just-
joke.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna
See,
pull
I
this-
got all riled up. See, you people tuned in to see me lose my shit about the movie. I lost my shit about breakfast food.
You guys were both worked for the Mouse at one point. I'm curious if you guys knew this. Did you know there was a Ernest Goes to Splash Mountain video? I remember watching the TV special.
I did not know that, but it makes sense because it's Touchstone.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they haven't done like an Ernest Goes Disney Plus streaming.
Well, there you
video
go.
thing, or Ernest Goes Marvel Cinematic Universe. Ernest meets Deadpool. Oh,
Well, no,
Lord.
we can just retheme. Let's just do it. Retheme Splash Mountain to Ernest. They already got the movie ready to go. Dan, okay. Dan's bitching about the closing of Splash Mountain. Dan,
We're not
it's a retheme.
talking about Splash Mountain.
no, I'm just
This
telling you.
isn't. This isn't
It's a retheme.
This isn't a. Yeah. So anyway, any final thoughts on Ernest Saves Christmas? We're getting sidetracked there with some other talk.
Just that, well, first and foremost, I mean, Jim Varney passed away well before Disney Plus came around, but they
Like that
have
stopped them
CGI.
before.
Yeah,
Exactly,
So that,
yeah, yeah.
that can be a thing.
Hey,
So
Peter
but-
Cushing's in the new Star Wars. So-
there you go.
Spoiler.
Oh man,
That was like
Thank
4 movies
God.
ago. I'm not saying who was in the Mandalorian or anything, or
But,
anyone was floating.
you need to check out Ernest. I mean, he is just a fun character. I think that he's got great range for an individual. So yeah, just go have a good time. And if it's a family affair, by all means, check out this flick.
He's definitely not half-assing it. He's going 110%. Like if Jim Carrey never was, this would probably be the closest thing that Jim Carrey we would have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And think about it, at the time, Jim, this was 88, 4 years before Ace Ventura. So many people are like accustomed to saying this kind of level from like a Jim Carrey, right? But he has it. Unfortunately, didn't see the same kind of success, but I don't think we could have seen The Truman Show starring Jim Varney.
I don't know. Maybe we could have, because if you think about it, once he blew up, all of Ernest roles were straight to video stuff. So maybe he just took his spot. Maybe we would have had Liar Liar with Ernest.
It actually is Ernest Goes to School in 1994, direct-to-video. Slam Dunk Ernest in 1995, direct-to-video. 1997, Ernest Goes to Africa, direct-to-video. And in 1998, Ernest in the Army, direct-to-video.
I will be full disclosure. I have not seen any non-theatrical Ernest films.
Probably for good reason.
So if we cover them, I'm ready.
Yes. Let us know.
I'm not so
Patreon
sure
especially.
about
If you want to see a year of Ernest, whether or not they're good, look at Ozzy's reaction.
You know what?
For $1 a month.
Tell us in the chat.
Look.
Right, they're here right now. They're here right now. Do you
That's
want
right.
us to do?
And
Tell us
and
now.
for the time being, I don't want to open the door to any direct-to-video reviews, because ultimately that means that Police Academy 6 is an option. And I don't want Police Academy 6 to be an option. No, it should not be.
It was theatrical.
6 was theatrical?
7, Moscow is arguable because it did small, it did like.
I'm thinking, I must be thinking of 7 then. I must be thinking of, because I remember seeing only one come out on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, Clerks 3
I was wrong on that.
kind of the same thing. It didn't go to a lot of theaters for that long. But
I can't remember.
You can't compare Clerks 3 to Police Academy 5 or 6.
You're right. But,
or any Police Academy without Steve Gutenberg.
Or 3. Well, no, 3's garbage too, and it's got the goot. Spoiler if we cover them. Which we probably will. I know you already said we can't cover 3. You're like, no. What?
I said no. I'd rather not, just because it didn't have G.W. Bailey.
Right.
I wasn't a fan of Mauser.
Really? Not Mauser. I still like 2. He's good in 2. And 3 doesn't 3 have both? Well, you know what? We're gonna get in a whole side conversation. All right,
we are. But I wanted to give people time to comment on anything.
Question: Studio announces they're reviving the Ernest franchise. In your personal opinion, who would you cast? John Cena? Are we just doing a fresh start, not like an imitation?
That's the tough part, is that
it'd
be hard not to go into an imitation of him.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me kind of tweak the question a bit. Since you've only seen this one, what would you put? Like, who would you put in this part who could pull it off? Doesn't necessarily have to be just playing Ernest. I'm going to tweak it a little bit for you.
I mean, I think it's been said already. Like, Jim Carrey is an obvious, like, great character, comedic actor that would do well in it.
Big T said, well, you could do Son of Ernest too.
That's what I was more along the lines of the Disney Plus kind of gimmick, where like Son of Ernest, and it's like a kid acting in this way, but that'd be a lot for, like, the kid would need to be fed sugar morning, noon, and night to behave the way, like, to really pull off the Son of Ernest kind of thing. But in terms of who, like, we said Jim Carrey, sure, but if you had to go somebody younger, like if it was kind of like a Son of Ernest and, Ernest Jr. graduates college, who would it be in that role? Ooh,
do you guys have anyone?
That's tough. I don't. Anybody else out there have anybody like Big T? Who would you cast?
Right.
Maybe adopted or who knows the situation, but Kel Mitchell would be a good time.
Oh, right now with this Big T, there was a kid on Nickelodeon, not Kel, a few years back with a high-pitched voice, and the rumor had started about the resurgence of Ernest. And Ben Grimm, I'm not going to argue. Kevin Hart.
I could see that totally work.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yep. I can definitely see that work, and I'm just gonna stop myself from going in that direction.
I saw Dan pick Brie Larson, so that's good. Keep it in the Disney family.
No, I like that Kevin Hart option. That would work.
Yeah.
That'd work out pretty well. So any final thoughts on Ernest Saves Christmas?
Yeah.
Is it streaming anywhere?
Disney Plus.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, all the Ernest movies are on Disney Plus.
And how many have you seen so far?
Just the one.
I mean,
I was expecting you. I was expecting you to say yet.
Yeah.
Big
No,
T,
that's for sure.
Big T. I could see Jim Parsons or John Cena. Someone mentioned that girl from Community. She'd be a good female pick. I don't know which girl. Not Brie Larson. The blonde one. I can't think of her name.
Allison Brie.
Not Allison Brie. The I don't know if that's
Greg,
what he
you
means.
used to watch Community a lot.
I can't think of the blonde one's name.
But
I
the
did.
love interest of Joel McHale.
Jeff. Yeah, I see Jim Parsons. I could see that. Are you looking it up, or do I need to, Greg?
Yeah, no, I could see either, like, if we're going female, Kate McKinnon or Sarah Sherman would be fun. If you like the SNL people.
Kate McKinnon.
Okay, are Gillian Jacobs the blonde one from Community? Is that the one you're talking about, or are you talking about Allison
Jillian
Brie?
Jacobs?
Is it Jillian or I don't know? I closed the.
Jillian.
Oh well.
I mean, unless there's somebody out there named Gillian.
There is
one.
There is Terry Gilliam. It's probably why I
That's
said
a
it that way.
surname, though. I'm talking about like her first name.
Yeah, well, I'm saying it like the director's name. Okay, yeah, no, he was talking about Allison Brie. Okay.
Oh yeah, Allison
He
Brie.
was on Glow.
Right. I really like the Kate McKinnon pick for if there was like a female option. So like I guess Kevin Hart and Kate McKinnon would be my two. I guess if I had to go like a male and female pick.
Look, if it happens, you guys heard it here first. Like, we just need the royalties. That's all, Or
yeah,
if,
credit where credit is due.
Right, that's right.
Exactly.
Or at least become a Patreon. It's only $1.
And then you'll be able to vote on next month's movies when we have that vote available. It won't be particularly themed because it's obviously not Christmas anymore, but you can pay attention for that vote. That will happen within the next couple of weeks.
You know what's great, Ozzy, is after this whole thing, say for some reason, for some small chance of a reason, the Raiders win a game against the 49ers, the people can still vote on Lost Skeleton. I just want to throw that out there for those who can vote.
And I just want to throw out there that if the Raiders win, Lost Skeleton is disqualified from any future voting. Yes!
That was never established.
Well, no, you should.
That's ridiculous. No.
Danny McBride also, but I think that would have to be a different kind of Ernest. I don't think I could see PG Danny McBride Ernest, which I have no problem with an adult Ernest.
Right.
That would definitely, I could work like an adult.
And to get him off writing horror too. So there's an ulterior motive in that one. And if you haven't seen it, there is an Ernest Saves Christmas horror trailer that someone cut together that's worth a watch. Just search Ernest Saves Christmas horror.
All right. Well, make sure you spell that correctly.
Okay, well this one's easy. Big T. What's your favorite Ernest Ernest-esque character, such as Pee-wee, Cheech, Jay, Silent Bob, Medea?
Like kind of the not really the main storyline character, but still a big role kind of character.
I think kind of like a goof.
It's got to be Jay and Silent Bob.
I knew. Yeah,
I mean, like without question.
I know. Medea was close second.
He's got the tattoo, so that answers that question as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Cheech and Chong. Can I go full force from House Party?
You must be so excited about the new one.
I am. I saw the trailer. No, I'm totally all in. I saw the trailer in theaters. Like, oh, this looks interesting. Then I saw its house party and it popped. And I already knew we were getting a cameo from the OG. So that made me. I have no shame. I fucking.
Oh, it's all right.
If you notice that little jump that happened while watching this, that was because something got clipped. Yeah. So
You know, you just say that, but you're not going to clip it. It's just going to go up and just, who cares?
Yeah, right.
it's already up. It's up right now. You have
That's
to
what I'm
clip it.
talking about.
Yeah, well, yeah. I just go back and clip it. Like every time Dan goes on a tirade about something that's going to get us canceled, I just clip it as he's having his meeting in the chat. So I'm just ignoring him. they're going to go pick it, or I don't know.
All right. So we've lingered on for long enough. We've given our final thoughts on Ernest Saves Christmas, available streaming on Disney Plus for your convenience. Be sure to join us next week for a new episode on Flesh Wound Farce, as we will be reviewing and discussing A Bad Mom's Christmas. Going to be a very fun episode. Be sure to tune in on that wherever you listen to your podcast. Actually, you know what, Todd? For live episodes, it's only on the YouTube. They don't show up in the world of Spotify. So if you're watching
Tomorrow,
this, you aren't. Are you sure? Well,
yeah,
we
put them
can
on the
revisit.
next day.
Okay, well, I'm not so sure about that. We're gonna fight about it.
Okay.
Ozzy doesn't
I'm gonna
trust
get
the
my
producer.
car. I'm gonna
Ozzy
get
doesn't
my
like
car.
facts.
I'm gonna
It's like
drive
Dan-
over to Producer World, and we might have to throw down. I don't know. We'll see. But regardless, that is Flesh Wound Producer Todd and world famous juggler Greg Larson, and I'm Ozzy V. We'll see you next week right here on Flesh Wound Farce.